You build a life to repair the incomplete parts inside you, to settle the score of past injustices. Maybe you even try to redeem what you couldn't achieve through your children. Without realizing it, you're drawn to people who resemble the atmosphere of your childhood home. Or perhaps, they're drawn to you. However life was taught to you, your soul's frequency is drawn to similar people, similar problems. That's why you keep finding yourself in the same cycles. Sigmund Freud called this the repetition compulsion. The environment you were exposed to in childhood, your parents' voices, faces, reactions, how they gave or withheld love, became your definition of life. And that definition was recorded in your mind. So as an adult, more than your conscious choices, it's that familiarity that guides you. Even if it hurts, even if it's chaotic, your unconscious pulls you back to familiar stories because what's familiar feels safe. And when life finally calms down, your mind starts to scream, not because you're in pain, but because silence feels unfamiliar. You crave peace, but sabotage it the moment it arrives, because deep down, you only trust what you've always known. You wear your wounds like armor. You mistook pain for identity. When you're not suffering, you feel lost, because without pain, you don't know who you are. That's why you can't heal, not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but because healing means letting go of the only world you've ever known. You fear peace, like a child fears the dark, because in silence, your mind whispers what you've buried, and you'd rather live in the noise than hear your truth. But let me tell you something both terrifying and beautiful. You weren't born for pain. You simply learned how to survive it so masterfully that now it feels like home. But surviving isn't living, and being numb isn't strength. You deserve a life where calm doesn't feel like danger, where joy doesn't trigger guilt, where rest isn't weakness. You deserve to feel safe inside peace. But first, you must rebuild the home inside your head. You must sit in the silence and stay. You must face the ghost that lives in your stillness. It won't be easy. It won't be fast. But it's the only way out. You can't build a new life with bricks made of fear. You have to take them down, one by one. And yes, it will hurt. But this time, the pain will have a purpose. This time, pain won't be a prison. It will be a door, and it will open to freedom. You don't need to fight the darkness. You just need to stop feeding it. Because the moment you stop calling pain home is the moment you start to heal. See yourself not as defeated by fate, but lucky, because awareness is half the solution. In time, start making new decisions, ones that are truly yours, that don't resemble your old life. Your goal is no longer a destination, but a new way of seeing. And yes, this won't be easy, but struggling is part of feeling better, like working out. At first, your muscles ache. Running, lifting, moving, it all feels painful and heavy. But if you keep going, your body adapts and begins to change. Your mind works the same way. So does your soul. Healing is not about everything being fixed. It's about no longer reacting the same way to the same things. Healing is not controlling what happens. It's not letting what happens control you. Healing is not forgetting pain. It's no longer giving it your identity. Healing is not solving everything. It's no longer feeling like you must. And the longer you live your new life, the more you'll break the cycle for good.